what is happening? Oh,
I love this hair. This hair is awesome. Everything. Hi, everyone. We are
la la.
LaChiMoLaLa. And we are here with a special reaction to Stray Kids' new main trailer for their upcoming album, Oddinary, which sounds crazy. I love how every time they release an album, it has like three ways to say it. Uh, But as someone who personally has watched the TXT concept trailer for Freeze about a million times, I can say that I love these things. I like how they give you more of like a mood and a vibe than the music necessarily. It does feel like production is like just throwing money away, but it's awesome.
Okay, so first things first, we both watched the Skiz Chocolate Factory, so we saw a very tiny glimpse of the ordinary. It was like a teaser, not a
It was like 30
trailer.
seconds or a minute. Like it
Yeah,
was short.
it was very quick, and we were both like, "Whoa!" So we're like, "Oh my gosh, they're releasing like more music soon," So we're like, "Okay, cool. We're gonna look forward to like mid-March, when they release their music, right?" And so then this morning you're like, "Oh my gosh, they just released the main trailer. It looks amazing." I haven't seen it yet. First
I
off,
only watched it once. I only watched it once.
first off though, let's talk about the name Ordinary. Like I truly love whoever is creating these names, which I'm pretty sure is Stray Kids.
Right?
Um
It sounds like Chan, doesn't it?
yeah, it does. And it's very ear catching. So when you
Hmm.
hear like, what did you say, like ordinary, like ordinary, but it's ordinary, and it's just like, oh, okay, very, yeah, that caught my attention really quickly. So
Just
um
like their last album, because it was no easy, but of course it's noisy.
yeah.
Like I love that the wordplay that they use really makes me think it's Three Racha because it
y-
feels very rap line.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I love it, especially Ordinary. It really turns it on its head, right? Because it's the opposite of ordinary. And
Yeah.
just one extra D. God, geniuses.
Yeah, genius. So creative,
So
and it's
good.
like already wordplay, I'm in.
Mhm.
So then and then the other thing is that like the pre-orders of the concept, when I saw Frankenstein, I'm like, ordinary Frankenstein version? So, all right, enough talking for me. I want to see this.
Yes, let's see it. I cannot wait. I'm so excited for you to see this. This is going to be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
BT Dubs, I have already pre ordered the Frankenstein version. You should too.
Support the kids. Support the stray
Support
kids.
the kids. Stays
Yes.
everywhere. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Gosh. I mean, the budget for this thing. I cannot. Ugh, so hot.
Look at his hair. Oh my gosh.
Right? I love it.
Already with that lighter noise. I heard that lighter. Or is that a lighter?
It's a
Or
lock,
lock.
but it sounds just like a lighter,
Yeah.
right?
What is he locking up? Why are you holding a lock like that? Okay. So the word's ordinary.
I love this background music. It's amazing.
Wow. Oh, look at Chan's glasses. And his
Look at
glove.
Chance gloves.
Oh
They're
my
so
gosh.
cool.
Love it.
They only have his fingers. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at Han's hat.
No, so cute.
What? Oh, is that Swingman?
Yeah.
Whoa, he looks so different. In a good way, of
Right?
course. What is happening?
Ugh.
Oh, wow.
I love this hair. This hair is everything.
What is happening? Oh,
I love this hair. This hair is also everything.
oh my gosh. Amazing. He looks great.
Right?
Free hugs. Free hugs. What? Oh my gosh. Hunjin looks like crazy.
What? What's happening? What's happening?
That's amazing. Oh my
Right?
gosh.
Oh my gosh. It's like so epic and just like ugh. I mean, ugh, literally can't even I don't even have any words. It's so cool.
Okay, yeah. So, video. Okay, so this is just a 3 minute trailer. And yeah, the video budget for this is not it's not cheap for sure.
No.
There's lots of CGI, there's lots of costumes, there's lots of like different
Locations.
yeah, different locations to shoot this. This is very interesting just for a trailer, you know?
Right? It's
So,
super, super intricate. And there's a lot of little like Easter eggs in there. Like when he first comes across Ian and he has the paper on and it says missing person and it has Ian's picture. But then when Ian puts it back on, it has Felix's picture as the missing person.
mhm.
I don't know if you saw that. That was so cool. That's like one of my favorite parts. And then also I just really like, why is he getting pushed out of an elevator?
Yeah.
How is he's kind of like melding through the floor from room to room.
Yeah.
I don't, you don't really understand. He just wakes up. It kind of seems like he's just suddenly somewhere else, like he's teleporting or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of cool that we're going through it like through kind of like his vantage point, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's really interesting. It makes you
And
very it like they do like a very good job of being like making you very excited, you know,
mm-hmm.
for what's to come like in mid-March.
It's very tantalizing because you don't know it's mostly everything I have is like I have questions, which is perfect. It leaves you just curious and crazy to know more. And I'm going to be watching to see if they drop anything else before it comes out. I'm really interested in the lock. That must be a central theme. I'd like to know about that.
Yeah.
um I like how Hunjin's hair is a little longer. You always say that you love his longer
Oh,
hair.
yes.
Everybody has like fun colors. IN seems like really assertive, and I mean he
It's very unlike him, like his
right.
personality.
We always picture him as our little baby bread, so it's kind of cool to see him come into his own. And I think Felix is the perfect person for us to walk through with
Hmm.
because he's a little edgy, but not edgy. He can still be kind of intimidated,
Yeah.
and the other guys are intimidating. Um, I feel like Chan is sending him into what he knows is the lion's den, and he does it
Hmm.
with a smile. His gloves are everything. I need those gloves. I want
Yeah.
those gloves. I need those gloves. Why?
Okay, honestly, the stylist like for this trailer is like so amazing. Like the outfits are so, oh my gosh, it's so
So
great.
good.
Yeah.
Almost every single guy, there's something he's wearing I want. I want Chan's gloves. I want Felix's boots. I love Han's hat.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I love Lino's earring.
Oh my
Like just
gosh.
bam, 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 bam.
Just his hair color alone, like, oh,
Perfect.
perfect.
Gorgeous. Love
Perfection.
it. And yeah, Changbin with his like, he looks so scary. They purposely do that like crazy strobe light. And then, yeah, he's holding a sign that says free hug.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what's going
I
on?
know. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Like, if he actually gave you a hug, would it be good or bad? I don't know.
I don't know. It's questionable.
And like we said before, the limited edition version of this album is called Frankenstein.
Hmm.
And I feel like Hunjin is he seems not human in a weird
Yeah.
way. Although, as we all know, Frankenstein was the doctor, not the monster, blah, blah, blah. But still, he doesn't seem like, is he something that they put together? Are they all, have they all been compromised in some way by some evil doctor or by some evil entity? I don't know.
Mm.
Ugh, I just love it. I just think the production value is ridiculous. The outfits are amazing. And you can do as many close ups of Felix's eyes as you want.
I
Those are
know,
worth every penny.
right? That alone, it was so cool just to see like the color of his eyes like change.
Yes. And he does a really good job acting in this. I've thought before that he's a good actor, but this really, I was like, you have to have like a storyline and even if we don't know what's going on, he needs to know.
Yeah.
I really wish he would do some K-dramas. I think he'd be good
I mean, he
if he ever has any spare time.
yeah, I was gonna say like, I don't know if they have time, but yeah, because they're
Right.
constantly releasing music and a lot of music videos.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, he really shined as an actor for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So I completely agree with
And what was your favorite? What did you think? Like, what had you going? What is this?
I mean, the what is this part was a Hunjin like just pushing him out of the elevator. That was like
Yes.
really cool. But he
Yeah.
didn't seem distressed at all. Like
No.
he was just free falling and like, you know?
And then Hunjin just like dove out after him.
Yeah. So I thought
You
that,
wonder if it's almost like a Matrix thing where they're not really in the real world.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, it could definitely be a virtual reality situation.
I mean, it could be. I mean, I hope not.
Well,
But it could
I don't want him to die.
all men must die. Game of Thrones reference, okay? You're like, what?
I know, I know. Sidebar, also the name of your autobiography.
Yeah, but yeah, that part really struck me, because I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
But I mean, there were really a lot of cool parts to it, like Changbin, of course, holding that sign saying free hug, and I'm like, oh, creepy, but
Right? You're like, why do I feel like that's a trap?
yeah, it's I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to. I mean, I'm a
And you
total,
want one,
yeah,
and you were still like, I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. I love hugs, but I don't know if I'm you, So
I really
yeah,
loved when Felix was walking down the stairs and there's all those like Polaroids on the wall that he was touching.
yeah. And speaking of acting too, I mean, like going back to your point about Ian, like I really liked how like he pretty much like rushed to like Felix, like face to face like that. And I'm like, I'm so used to seeing him like laughing and smiling, but he was so serious,
Yeah.
like, uh,
And the way he was like hovering over him, he really, there's really no other word for it but dominated. He like dominated that scene
yeah, yeah.
in a way that we are not used to seeing at
No,
all. And I'm
no.
not used to seeing Felix like smaller than someone else because the boy's tall
Hmm.
and kind of like, nervous and scared. Like his legs were shaking. And
Yeah.
yeah, that was a very interesting scene. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and in the music for the trailer too, like really set the mood. It kind of made you like oh, what's happening? So
Super like eerie and thriller, and
yeah.
yeah, it felt like a horror movie. You were just waiting for someone to jump out at any moment.
Oh yeah, yeah. So like they did a really great job with this trailer.
Yeah. And Lee No too. I loved when he has that golf club and he like hits that thing right into the wall in front of him. And then he also gets like right up in Felix's face. And Felix just kind of, I love how Felix was kind of like treating him like a bear. Like, you just stand still.
Mm-hmm.
And Lee No kind of just snarled at him and like sauntered off. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on?
What
Why
is
is everyone trying to
happening?
hurt my boy?
Yeah, how dare he?
How dare you?
Yeah, and Hunjin too, eating like what, the apple? Like when he was first
Yeah.
introduced, it's like, like is he like the mastermind because he's sitting there like watching everything? Like
The
who
way he
knows?
was like squatting up there though,
Yeah,
like I think that's partially why he just gave me a very like animal feel,
yeah.
like a dangerous predator. Um, Besides the look, which also screams hot, dangerous predator. Um, you know. But yeah, it's funny, he has a way, he can be menacing with just his eyes. He
Yeah,
doesn't have to snarl, he doesn't have to use his whole face. He just, the flick of the eyes, he knows exactly how to make you be like, ah, ah.
yeah, yeah.
It
Ugh.
was super good. I am so excited for this album. I assume it's a mini album. I don't really know, but I am really excited, and this just made me like way more hyped.
I mean, you already got the pre-order, so
I
I
know.
mean,
But I'm saying this trailer, mission accomplished. If I hadn't already bought the pre-order before this trailer, I definitely would have after.
yeah, yeah. Oh, it's very exciting. They do this is a very good marketing video for sure, you know. It makes people really excited, to first, like their concept, like you get to choose which concept, right? And
Mhm.
so, oh man. Oh.
I mean, they're all going to be amazing. I wish I could
Yeah.
afford all three.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is just very it just makes people so excited for their upcoming music,
And
that they're
I
gonna
really,
release.
really loved No Easy. It was like one of my favorite albums last year. So I already know the music's going to be amazing. This just made me excited for it to finally come out. And it's funny,
Yeah.
they just had that, like, they had those Christmas singles. It's not like they haven't been putting out music nonstop.
Yeah.
But they do such a good job of giving stays a little gift, like at least every other week or once a week, or there's always covers and new music and all the independent stuff that's never going to be on an album they release on YouTube. I just feel like they're real masters of keeping them in the front of your mind.
Yeah. Oh, always so much good content coming from them.
Right, I just hope the label paid for this and it's not coming out of their advance.
I don't know how it's structured, but most of the time, I mean, like, I
In an
could.
American artist it would, right?
In the American industry, I would say that, well, yeah, part of the artist has to recoup part of the marketing costs, but it really depends on the contract. But
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, a portion of the marketing costs would hit the artist. So, but again, going back to contract, you know,
Yeah.
everything's based on the contract and how it's written. And if you got a good attorney, then there's certain terms where they could
And you never know if things
fight.
change over time. Like if you become more bankable, are there clauses that then open stuff up to you if you hit certain, like, milestones or whatever?
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just when I first saw this, I was just like, this must have been so expensive.
yeah,
And,
yeah.
that's just from both of us, having worked in entertainment before. So we have an idea of what the cost like would be to film something like this.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, music videos in general is just very expensive because like we both mentioned earlier, we talked about the locality of things and
and the
you know,
CGI. I mean,
this
just the part where he falls through the elevator
yeah.
would have
Yeah,
cost a lot.
yeah, the CGI within itself and then
Mm-hmm.
like the costumes and it's just like it takes like whole village, to
Yeah.
create like a really awesome music video, and
I
this is
mean,
just a
there were
trailer.
probably 100 people on set, and that doesn't include, the editors and posts. So,
Exactly. Yeah, so appreciate what you see. This is
yes.
not a music video,
No.
but it still costs a lot of money to do.
But
So
it's still 3.5 minutes of Stray Kids.
yeah, and before we started shooting, you mentioned it was released this morning, and there's 1.8 million views.
Yeah.
And that's just the first day,
Yeah.
or not even a day, first few hours,
Yeah.
so
It hasn't even been 24 hours.
yeah,
And, I feel like Stray Kids are smart or lucky or all of those things combined, also
yeah,
super talented in a way that they have a very big global audience.
yeah,
I consider like after BTS, I feel like people are most like to know like Stray Kids, 17, TXT.
hmm,
So I do feel like they have such an international fan base
yeah,
that really like pumps up their hits.
yeah, yeah, and yeah,
And I'm gonna watch it like a few dozen more times. So there's
yeah,
that too.
yeah, yeah.
This isn't something you watch once. It's something you watch, like
Multiple times. It
multiple
makes
times.
it makes you think.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like one of those Christopher Nolan movies where like they don't want to
Right.
dumb down anything for you. It's something that like you just look at and you're like, okay, what are they? Okay, so this is what they. What?
Right.
So.
I wish I knew what it said on Han's watch when he gets a text.
Hmm.
I'm sure there's tons of Easter eggs in there that if we watched it again and again and again, we would figure out. And I'm sure there are probably already videos that are conspiracies, theories about what's going to happen, what it all means.
Speaking of
And that's part of the fun.
yeah, it is. And speaking of theories, I'm going to give a shout out to our resident stay, Lessa. Lessa, let us know. Yeah, she always has some really great thoughts about Stray Kids. So we
They
are
do really
waiting.
create their own world in their own universe.
Hmm.
And their universe is really larger than life and over the top. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys have seen the Thunderous video, okay?
Yeah.
So yeah, they live in this like hyper reality,
Yeah.
and it's fun to go there.
Yeah. I mean, they are over the top, and there's some bands that overdo it with over the top, but I feel like they hit it just right.
Yes,
So,
it could be too much, but it never is.
yeah.
But it always feels super luxe. It doesn't just look expensive, it feels expensive.
Yeah.
And that's like a weird difference that sometimes doesn't come out. Like you can spend a lot of money and still look cheap.
Yeah.
They know right where to hit it, where it's like not, to your point, not overboard, but just enough.
Yeah. Ugh. I'm
Ugh,
excited. I'm
I know.
excited.
I love
I'm
it so much. I cannot
excited.
wait to get this album. I bet there's going to be a million gorgeous photos that I'm going to fawn over when I do my unboxing. You guys
Y'all,
will see it.
yeah, can't wait for that unboxing.
I happen to be very enthusiastic when I do unboxings.
Yeah, yeah, yes. If you guys have not seen the unboxings, we have a playlist. There's a bunch of unboxings. I mean, if you want to watch me do it, I'm very awkward, but Beth is very enthusiastic. So, awkward's
I
just my middle
definitely,
name.
everything is like the best thing I've ever seen. I'm just like a 5-year-old squealing over Christmas gifts. I'm like, yes,
Yay!
look at this. I just love this stuff. I honestly never thought I would buy CDs again. And then I got into K-pop.
100%. I'm very much Con Marie when it comes to music. I digitize everything. And now stepping back into the K-pop universe, I'm like, okay, first gen was never like this. What the heck? What are photo cards? What are all these like all this other stuff in this merch?
Mm-hmm.
And so coming back to it, it's just very interesting how things are made and how it's packaged and the retail price of it. And yeah, then I start thinking about other things that no one ever thinks about. Because we're in the entertainment industry, and
Yeah.
so I'm like,
At first you're like, is this do they get a good profit from this? But I think they really do, because they make everything feels like such an event. Every little piece is so special and so unique that you really get caught up in it, you know.
Yeah.
I think both of us have said this before. We have a slight problem with collecting things. Um, I feel that that's genetic. You can
Yeah.
blame my parents for this.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Same.
once I dive into something, I tend to be a little obsessive over it. And K-pop is really made for that. It leans into people with our tendencies. And at least I feel like, even though I probably should spend a little less on it, I'm never disappointed.
No.
Everything I get is beyond my dreams.
Yeah.
I just get too much of it.
Yeah. I feel ya. I mean, if y'all know how much I pre-ordered my ultimate bias, Kihyun, you guys would, yeah. Anyways, I'm not
You'll
gonna
see
touch on
that
that.
unboxing too. Circle back, circle back. But just to get back to Stray Kids real quick, I just love their energy. I love their enthusiasm. And I love that they write all their own stuff. They seem to have such a hand in crafting their brand, and I love it. It's so good.
Yeah, and we touched about this before, and like not all groups can do that. You know, like it takes a special group to write their own music, to produce their own music.
And they
Like
have to have an agency that's smart enough to give them the space and the creative like
to trust them.
rope. Yeah.
To have that freedom.
They
Yeah.
don't seem to be micromanaged. I could be wrong about that, but they don't seem to be micromanaged in a way that some other groups are.
Yeah. So, yeah. I'm so excited about this. Thank you so much for bringing this trailer to my attention. I honestly had no idea this morning. Like Beth, like she texted me this morning. She's like, "Oh my gosh, have you seen this trailer?" I'm like, "Well, no."
I was like, I am freaking
I was like, "All right, let's watch it together tonight." So,
out. I can guarantee you I'll be watching this 2 or 3 times a day until the album is out, and maybe even after. Like every day I'm just going to be like, this is happening. It's
yeah.
so great. It's so smart. It's such good marketing. No matter what it costs, I think it's worth the investment.
Oh yeah, definitely for sure. I mean, again, 1.8 million, and it's
Right?
just not even
In
24
12
hours.
hours or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, some bands can't
it's
even
working.
some bands can some bands release music videos and they can't reach 1.8 million
Yeah.
within, a half a day or so.
So I mean, this doesn't even have the music in it.
Yeah.
So amazing.
It's so crazy. Yeah. Love it. Love it. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching this with us. We are so excited about Stray Kids. Hope you guys are too. And if you are, please comment below. We want to know your thoughts and your theories and all that good stuff. We read everything. So, yeah, just let us know. So we are
LaChiMoLaLa.
And we will see you guys next time.
안녕.
안녕.